Let's bring in my panel now. Michael Danby, former Labor MP, Sky News contributor, of course, and Kosha Garda, who's an international expert that joins us every Tuesday. Let's start with the Secret Service. They're facing an independent review, Kosha and Michael, following the massive security failures that led to the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. There's even claims today the shooter was on a roof for 26 minutes before he opened fire. The head of the service says she will not resign today, but's vowed to cooperate with the investigation. Meanwhile, the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas has finally approved Secret Service protection for RFJ Kennedy Jr. after previously denying him this protection. I mean, given the family name, you'd think it'd be a given, but this comes after Trump publicly advocated for RFK Jr. to get protection. I tell you what, Michael, she cannot stay in her job. I think the whole service has got a real cloud over it, doesn't it?
If she had any pride, she'd resign. Every security service person I've seen interviewed on every international network said they cannot understand how a shooter got in 140 feet, so 140 yards of the main podium where Donald Trump was addressing. And if you look at the angles of his head, if he hadn't turned to look at that map at the last minute, we'd be talking about a dead candidate. She must resign. The Secret Service detail was very brave, but the outer perimeter of policemen who were working for them were all in the wrong place. It's unbelievable that Trump-supporting barbecuers could see this bloke climbing up the reverse slope of an aluminium roof, but no one from the Secret Service could see them.
Yeah, it's not like they haven't had rooftop shooters, hit presidents in the past. Exactly. Good news for Trump, though, Kosha. A US federal judge has thrown out the classified documents case against him, arguing the special counsel had been unlawfully appointed. Biden, though, refusing to drop out of the race. He's being pushed again and again and again. He's done a whole lot of media in recent days trying to silence his critics. I don't know that's working that well. Here he is speaking to the NBC News program during his most recent interview.
Who do you listen to on deeply personal issues like the decisions whether to stay in the race or not?
Me. I've been doing this a long time. The idea that I'm the old guy, I am. I'm old. But I'm only 3 years older than Trump, number one. And number two, my mental acuity's been pretty damn good.
So no one believes he's running the show, Kosha. So is it the people who are actually exercising the power day to day while he's there as the front man? Are they the ones who don't want to let go, do you think?
You know, I've long been saying, Peter, that there are two factions over here at play. There's a power play going on between those whose own political futures are inextricably linked to Biden's. This could be the delegates, this could be various people in his staff, cabinet ministers, others, for whom the current setup, is working quite well for them, and they like the idea of that front man, as you put it, continuing on, and they're actually the people wielding the power behind the scenes. And then there's the other faction of congressional leaders, senatorial leaders who are all up for election, either in this cycle or the next cycle, and they believe that the tails, the downward drag that he would bring on the ticket is going to be existential for them. There could be an existential level wipeout of Democrat leaders. So those folks and others as well, such as former President Obama, are in that camp. And it's just been this power play between the two. The advantage Biden has, which is why I've maintained that I still think it is less than 50% likely that he will be shipped out of here, is that he has the advantage of running out the clock. There are lots of procedural barriers that have to be overcome, and every day that passes by, he advantages in that.
Yeah, even things like, printing ballot papers, organising booths, the financials, all of that's there. A quick question to you both on France. I'm watching closely the aftermath of that snap election, Michael. The left who coalesced to sort of push back the National Front Party, they are not able to form a government. I mean, they're scrapping amongst themselves. I mean, this is huge, isn't it?
Macron made a terrible mistake. This is like back to France of the Third Republic that led to its downfall in the Second World War. But the far left, led by Mélenchon, are as unpleasant and as splintered than Mrs. Le Pen and the far right. I suspect that Macron's party, the moderate conservative Republicans, and the right faction of that Popular Front will eventually coalesce, but without Mélenchon, who is an appalling hardline Trotskyite.
Just quickly, Kosha, the hardship ban, I mean, that's causing a lot of angst amongst the human rights lobby in Paris?
Yes, it's a contradiction, or a collision of a few different things. The right of the national team, Team France, to decide what their uniform is and say that hijab is not part of that. There's obviously a political undercurrent where it's become emblematic of assimilation, which is something that that they're all struggling with. And then it's the IOC flexing on the other side as well. So this has become a firestorm.
All right, I've got to leave it there. Thank you both for your time.